You can have hair just like this by just using Flexi Rod. Can we get enough pull? The way I achieve those curls is through Flexi Rods, and I use 3 products, and we're just gonna use Camille Rose today because they give me the best results. Before we begin the process, make sure that your hair is clean. I like to part it in 4 and work in sections of 4 versus working row by row. I've noticed that I always miss big chunks of hair, and that doesn't look nice. And listen, the sections don't have to be neat at all. The only thing that really needs to be neat is where you decide to part your hair. Today we're doing a middle section because I kind of want to create like a little window. Give me 1 second, because first I'm going to work on the back and then show you how to create those beautiful spiral curls with Flexi Rod. So dame como un par de 15 minutos. So I just got most of it done and we're on the last section. And this probably took me about 30 to 40 minutes. It really doesn't take that long. Parting doesn't have to be perfect. I think what's most important here is that it's about 1 inch and 1.5 inches thick, 2 inches at most. Any thicker than this, you might end up having puffy roots, and that's what we don't want. We want the roots to lay flat. I always have a bottle of water, and I'm just literally gonna just spray my roots because you wanna make sure that your hair is wet enough when you're doing this type of hairstyle. I am just gonna use that much. I'm not using too much. That little bit should be enough. You can kind of already see how much of this gets worked in. Then we're gonna use very little of the green tea and jojoba moisture butter from Camille Rose. If you emulsify it in your hands, has such a good payoff. I'm just gonna work that in your hair. And I feel my hair getting a little dry, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more water, because hydration is key when you're doing this hairstyle. And then the last one is gonna be the butter gel, and we're just gonna use very little. This is gonna kind of give you a crunchiness on the curls, which I don't mind because my hair, when humidity comes around it, turns puffy. Having a little bit of crunch helps it fight that humidity, adds like a layer of protection. The secret trick to Flexi Rods is a brush. It helps spread that product evenly throughout the entire hair. We can do at least 3 of them. This is 1 section, and I'm gonna work my brush through that section as well. Flexi Rods come in different sizes. I have this orange one because my hair is longer, but I also have this red one as well. And this is like when my hair was shoulder length and shorter, I would use these because my hair wasn't long enough to fully wrap around these. Once my hair grew, I got these. If you do have longer hair and you want really tight curls, you can use this. Your curls will look tighter just because the circumference is smaller. Ask me how to figure out the circumference of this. Don't know, don't remember, and they passed my regents though. So what you're gonna do, let me get close. Take your Flexi Rod and lay it flat right there. And you're gonna leave a few inches up above. Use your thumb and your pointer finger and kind of wrap it around and passing it to your thumb and your pointer finger. And you're just using those 2 fingers as you wrap it around the Flexi Rod, and you always want to lay it flat. If it gets tangled, take your brush, comb it, and then just keep wrapping it all around. As you do get closer to the end, you want to keep track of where that end is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take whatever's left over, I'm going to hold on to it. For the bottom, I'm going to put it towards the rod. And for extra security, I'm going to take this and wrap it around the rod. Let's say like you didn't leave enough space at the top. It's okay. You can unravel it once it's secured on the bottom, fix it, and then twist it back up. You're going to take the top of it, bring it down, bring it under. It's going to keep your roots flat. Now for this, I can either split it into 2 or I can do 1 Flexi Rod, and I'm gonna do 1 because I kind of gotten really good at doing this. And you're just gonna, again, lay it flat on your scalp, take that hair, and then just wrap it around. And make sure you leave a couple of inches and just keep wrapping it around. Now I feel it getting a little tangled, so I'm gonna brush it out and then keep wrapping it. This is the end, so I'm gonna keep track of it, and now I'm gonna fold it there because I don't want it to unravel. And then we're gonna wrap it around. It's still a little loose, so we're gonna wrap it back up. We're gonna turn it and up and under, and look how tight that is. That may be a little bit too tight, so I'm gonna loosen it up because chill, like I'm still trying to have some edges. The more Flexi Rods in your hair, the longer it's gonna take to dry. But you also wanna make sure that you put enough Flexi Rods in your hair, because if you don't have enough in your hair, your curls are not really gonna come out curling. They're gonna come out more as beach waves. Last one. Oh my god, it's so slippery, making it a little difficult, but that's okay. And now it's time to dry the hair, but give me 1 second because I gotta get one thing if I want this to quickly and properly dry. secadora. This makes me so Dominican. Oh my god. But yes, I will sit under here for like an hour. But it's okay if you don't have a secadora, because this is as old as me. You can get one of these like plastic Amazon things that you can connect your little blow dryer with, and it's basically like a secadora, but you get dried with your blow. I used to say blow hand dryer. You know what I mean when I say blow. Alright, so we're gonna chill in here for an hour and have all of this dried up and ready to go, so I can show you the final step to this hairstyle. Ah! Look how cute these are. Look, so long and boing. First, I like to start with the top. What I'll do is I'll unroll it a little bit and check the root to make sure that it's fully dry. That one feels a little wet, so we're just gonna like close her up, because if it's not fully dry, do not take it out of the Flexi Rod, because the curl's just not gonna curl. And we want them to all look like this. It's very tight on the root, it's flat. If you take them out too early while it's wet, you're not gonna achieve that look. This one's definitely dry. Pretty that is. Look at this curl. That is adorable. And this is the final look. I'm kidding. Some people actually have told me, oh, you should go out like that. That's how I know you're not a friend. Now it's time to start separating the curls. Because I split my hair down the middle, I'm just gonna separate it from one side to the other. And we're just gonna kind of like work our way up. Now, I don't like to really tie this. Like, I like to use a bobby pin because I don't want to stretch out the curls if I put it in hair tie. We don't want to do that. If you are going to put it up, make sure that you put it in a very, very loose bun and you work your way slowly through this, because a lot of times what I'll notice is once I'm done with it and I start to like pat around my head, I'll notice that I've like left pieces out. You're going to grab your favorite oil. Oil is your friend. It's going to help keep the curls intact. You can keep this hairstyle for as long as 2 weeks, as long as you are wearing your bonnet at night, but also applying oil every few days. If your hair does get greasy, don't worry about it too much, because your scalp will naturally oil your hair. But if you do need that little extra like feel free to put any humidity protector. That way your curls can last for a long time. Let's get to separating these curls. Ignore this because I've been using this for like the past maybe 5 years, but I am using the Cantu jojoba oil, and it is a no drip formula. I prefer a no drip formula just because it has a thicker consistency and it won't weigh down your curls as much. You can use so little. You're gonna use a small amount of this oil, and I like to mix it in my fingers. Then I'll grab like an unseparated curl, I'll add it at the root, and then mostly concentrated at the ends, because that's what mostly gets puffy first, and kind of like drag it down and try not to stretch the hair too much. Then I'll slowly start to separate the curls. Grab a small piece, twirl it in the direction of the curl, and then just let it go. Now, it's very easy to just get lazy and just take a big piece, be done with it, and just let it be. If you like volume or you want more volume, you're going to need to separate these out as small as you can, and it'll give like a cuter, nice, rounder look. I don't think y'all want to sit here and watch me separate all of this. This is the part that you put on a movie, a TV show, and just sit, relax, and do, because it is very tedious. Your hands get very greasy with all of the oils, and quite honestly, this is like my least favorite part. The best thing to do is fuera tu café. It is currently 11:30 at night. I'm about to make myself some coffee so I can stay up and play a movie while I just sit back, relax, and do this part, because look how pretty that looks. And it will naturally start to like clump together, but it's okay. Like, you can separate it. We're finally on our last one. I'm just gonna add some oil at the end, some on the root, to kind of work it through. And this hairstyle didn't take that long. And there we are. Look at this. Tell me this isn't like the cutest hairstyle ever. And then sometimes what I like to do is I'll take the middle and I'll stick like 2 little bobby pins and kind of give myself bangs. And this is the front of the hair. Can we get enough? I dropped my water. And can we get an applause for the back of the hair? And that's how you do the Flexi Rod curls. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you want to see any other hairstyles, I got you, babe. All right, bye.